Right, guys. Right, it's not echoing now. Thank God for that. What a nightmare that was. Unbelievable. I apologize to everybody there. We had a bit of technical difficulty. It was looping. My voice is annoying the first time around. Never mind the second, third, fourth, and fifth. So I apologize, guys, that we was having a bit of technical difficulty there. It was just looping. The audio was just looping like a trapped in a loop, and everything I said was being repeated. And like I said, you don't want to hear me once, never mind 1,000 times. So I've sent Andy another link. He'll be able to jump on that link, and then we can do it. Right, Andy, you there, brother?
How you doing?
Bro, it's boxed off, bro. Bro, did you hear that, though?
Can you hear yourself again?
Yeah, I'm cool, bro. No loop, bro. No loop, bro. So I'm cool, man. It was looping. And I thought, oh my God, I was giving myself an headache, bro. I'm hard work the first time, never mind the 10th, brother. But yeah, so let a few people get in and stuff. Give yourself an introduction, where he's born, and then stuff like that. And then we'll just go. I don't even know the story, but I know the basis of everything what you said. So part one, bam, bam, bam. So be interesting. So Louise is in. Louise, her son's currently in prison. Is the head listener at Forest Bank. You've got Lush Puppy, that's Laura. Laura's been on the channel, potentially going to prison on the 25th of September for supplying HMP, or should I say conveying prohibited item into HMP. She got caught with 2 ounces of herbal, and then when they searched her home address, she had 7.2 grams of amphetamine. First offence, mother of 4 children. She's bipolar, lovely girl. She's been on the channel.
She's on her way to jail.
Well, we're hoping that she doesn't, brother. First time offence. Pre-sentence report is on the 16th. You've got, if you click on the comments, brother, you'll be able to see a guy called Clint as well. So Clint's been in prison as well. Ended up in the Dana or HMP Shrewsbury. He was an addict for many years. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. His brother, God bless him, took his own life, which is obviously sad and tragic. Leads on to its own problems. Been through right, you'll have to chat to this guy one day, brother. He's just an intelligent, he's just a level-headed guy, and he's very intelligent. Siobhan, she's one of
that go to jail.
That's it, brother. That's it, man. Clint's just. But can you see the comments, brother?
No, I mean I can put on chat if I want. But,
yeah, if you put on chat, brother, you'll see all the comments and stuff. And there's a guy here keeps coming on. He keeps saying that he's in Trenchtown, Jamaica. I don't know if he is or not.
Right. Yeah.
Can you see the chat on there?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Does the chat come on? Does the chat come on the? Does the chat come on the side, or does it come over the screen?
No, it comes over the screen, mate. It takes away my actual video content. I can see myself, but very briefly.
So,
how you doing, everyone?
Yeah, say hello to everyone. Yeah. Look, so Rob's just put.
Yeah, I can see that actually. I can see the comments coming
up. There's a guy before we start, Andy, and then like I said, you're going to be doing the talking, and I'm just going to add the odd question. There's a guy that's just commented now that I want to keep him watching. There's a guy called David, right? David was on the channel the other night. I don't know if you saw it. You did see him talking to Declan, the lad who'd been through the.
I saw David. Yeah, definitely. With the family call.
David, he's a very intelligent guy. Later on, when we get to this stage, I hope David's still watching. And when you finish your story when we get to that stage, then we could possibly bring David in if he's still watching and everything.
Yeah, I know all about the family court. So if David's still watching, then definitely you can jump in.
That's it, brother. So guys, this guy that you see on the screen is Andy, and we're going to let Andy just tell his story. We're going to ask the odd question, but it's going to be Andy doing the talking. You'll be glad to hear, and not me.
To be fair, I'm pretty nervous, but yeah, I mean, my situation, there's not much that I haven't been through. I went through the care system when I was young. When I was 12, I got put in the care system, and I knew.
So you was born in Nottingham.
Yeah, I was born in Nottingham. I had a very, very good upbringing. Yeah, I know a lot of people say that that parents are responsible for the kids going off the rails, and I guess that my parents, I don't have a relationship with them now, and I guess that sometimes parents do play a part in what you go through. But my parents, I was a bad lad. I got bullied at school, and it my way of dealing with it was to eventually was to react, and I got in a lot of trouble. My parents couldn't handle me. My mum always worked in the care system. She was always a nurse, and she worked in that sort of sector. Um, my dad was always a very astute sort of person, and he's everything that he's done. He's been a dive master. He's been a PCSO. When I got sent to prison, he was a PCSO. Yeah, so he worked for the police. So my dad's always been that sort of person. I got in a lot of
So,
trouble.
brothers and sisters growing up. So you was born in Nottingham. Your mum was like I
Yeah.
said, carer. Your dad went on to become a PCSO. Brothers and sisters, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I had a sister. She was a year and a half older than me. She was always the one that got good grades and all that sort of stuff, whereas I was the opposite. I got in a lot of trouble. My report cards always said the same thing. He's an intelligent person, but he's disruptive in class. I was always that person where I was getting in trouble in school, and that was my way of handling things. I didn't know how to handle things. My parents have always said that I've got Asperger's syndrome, which is a form of autism.
Yeah.
Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I've not been assessed, but I've read the characteristics, and there's a good chance that I have got it. And it's just the way that I deal with situations compared to everybody else. And I got in a lot of trouble. I started smoking weed at a young age. I went onto pills. I did all that shit. I did a lot of bad stuff, and I went into into the foster care system, and I started committing crimes, and I went into the criminal care system.
So 12-year-old,
Well,
you didn't. So you felt like the black sheep of the family, from what you're saying.
definitely.
So your sister was the intelligent one. You're the kid. Like I said, getting into what sort of things? Like, was you being bullied in primary school and stuff? Where the one
Yeah,
thing, just
yeah.
so people can relate, someone commented saying, "I'm near Nottingham." So when you lived in Nottingham, where you was raised, what areas of Nottingham did you live? Just so people can that know
Beachdale,
Nottingham. Where?
Beachdale, Beachdale,
Beachdale.
Beachdale. There's a place called Beachdale, and there used to be Beachdale Baths. It was a swimming pool there. It's not there anymore. I think they're replacing it with a mosque. But I went to Robert Shaw Primary School. I went to a Catholic school, my secondary school, Trinity. It was like the second best school in Nottingham. So I went to a really prestigious school in Nottingham. So it's not like I didn't have the opportunities to progress. I was just in a bad way, and I acted out more than I did applied myself.
The screen. I
But
don't
yeah,
know. Go on.
yeah, but yeah, no, I went through the. I got kicked out of my secondary school. I went into the care system at 12. Where are you? You've gone. It says everyone can see me, but I can't see Cody. Cody, you there?
I'm having a nightmare, bro. I'm not gonna lie. The screen froze. Right, you was talking. Oh, and it's doing the loop thing again.
Don't worry about that.
Fuck's sake. I'm fucking sore for
Anyway,
this.
anyway, I went through the I went through secondary school. I got kicked out of there, and I went through the care system, and I probably had 17 different foster placements. I was a bad lad. I mean, I can't really excuse what I did. I was just a bad lad, and I went through the care system. My mum and dad thought that foster care would be better for me, and they say that parents are supposed to be responsible for the way their kids turn out and shit like that. I don't agree with that at all. My parents were fucking great, man. They did everything for me and my sister. They tried to get me in every club going, and I mean they did a lot for us. I was a bad lad, and they couldn't handle me, and that's why they put me in foster care. But I went through certain foster placements. I got in a lot of trouble, and eventually at 16 I went to prison. And I did 2.5 years. I came out of prison, and I didn't learn my lesson. When you're in juvenile prison, you know, juveniles is 16 to 18-year-olds, and everybody wants to fight. So I went in there thinking I was a bad man. I got quickly showed that I wasn't a bad man, and I fought my whole way through the sentence. You know, and you know, if someone says something to you in the wrong way, if someone looks at you in the wrong way, you got to fight. And if you don't fight, then you know you're in trouble. You're gonna get fucking battered. And that's the way it was for me. And I came out of there with a worse attitude than I went in. And with that attitude that I came out with, I went and did it again, and I got a second strike robbery. And I can't excuse what I did. I was a bad lad, and you know I got a life sentence this time. It was called IPP, which means indeterminate sentence for public protection. And what they give you is 99 years, and that's what they gave me, 99-year sentence, and they give you a minimum term, and that was 2 years and 3 months for me. And in that term, you're supposed to do courses that are supposed to help you change your attitude and help you move forward in life. And they give that out like Smarties. They give IPP out to everybody. There was people getting 8 months IPP for burning clothes in gardens, all sorts of stuff. But they give it out like Smarties, and I deserved. I was probably one of the only people that was in there that realized that I deserved what I got.
Why
You know,
was you IPP? Why was you IPP, brother?
I did a second strike robbery. I tied a guy up on my city and I robbed him, and I was just a little fucking bastard, mate. And it's as simple as that. I fully hold my hands up and I take responsibility for my actions. You know, I was just a bastard. You know, I was a stereotypical hoodie what you see out on the streets with now, where they go out and fucking rob people and do whatever they're gonna do to make money. I was that person. I had to change everything about myself. You know. And I'm the first to hold my hands up, and I've done a lot of good work to change, to help other people change their lives since. But yeah, basically, I got it. They've scrapped it since in 2007, I think they scrapped it. They said it's inhumane. They can't give it out because they were giving it to people. Like I met a case where a guy got an IPP with an 8 month tariff for burning his missus' clothes in the garden because he had a domestic, and the judge gave him an 8 month IPP, saying that this is going to help you change your life. And he'd been in 5 years when I met him for burning clothes in a garden. You know, you talking about an inhumane sentence. This guy, he just had a domestic and he burnt his missus' clothes in the garden. That was it. And he got an 8 month IPP and it'd been in 5 years. But I was one of the few people that actually deserved it. And you know, it helped me. And I did some bad stuff inside, and I basically got put on 24-hour lockdown for 6 months because I caused some trouble in a prison that I was in, and they locked me down for 6 months, 24 hours a day, in myself. And at that point, I hit rock bottom, and you know, I was very, very depressed at that point. And when I came out of it, I realized that I wanted to change. And
What year was this? What?
this was in 2009, I think. I came out in 2012. So in 2009, that's the year that I got locked down, and then I came out in 2012. But in that period of time, I'd done some courses, and a lot of the courses people just take the piss out of in jail. I did the courses in jail, and I actually learned from them. I grew up. I changed my attitude. I became a professional artist. Um, Eventually, they sent me to an open prison where I did my first wall mural. I paint wall murals for a living. Like now, I do like professional artists. Like I paint like in kids' bedrooms. I do like Spider-Man and things like that. Anything that they
Show
want.
us the portrait, bro.
You want to see the portrait?
Yeah,
This
man.
is
Some of the work that you do.
this is the one that I did on my bedroom wall. This is my little girl.
So that's
That's the
not a
picture.
canvas. That's just a wall, innit?
Yeah, that's the wall that I painted of my little girl.
People will start commenting about the work now. How old's your little girl there, brother?
She was 1 there. She's 3 now. I haven't seen her since she was 1. But that's a different story.
Yeah, we'll go on to that.
But yeah, I basically, when I was inside, I said that I wanted to. I got qualified as a decorator, and I had to have reviews from probation, and they said to me, every review they asked me what I wanted to do in the future and things like that, and I said I want to set up a decorating business. I'm going to specialize in painting wall murals for kids. And my probation worker turned around to me after 5 years of being in prison, bearing in mind that I was over double my tariff of what the judge had recommended. She said to me, "You have unrealistic expectations for the future." And she was basically telling me that what I wanted to do in the future was unrealistic. And she went to my parole board after 5 years and said, "I don't recommend release." And I gave a heartfelt speech to the parole board, and I told them everything that I'd learned, everything, my attitude had changed. I told them what I wanted to do, and they let me out. And I did everything that my probation worker told me that I couldn't do. And I set up my own business decorating and specializing in painting these wall murals, and I've done quite a few since. And even plus that, I've learned a lot of more trades, and I'm a professional builder now. I've ran a multi-million-pound job in London. I'm a qualified supervisor. I've done a lot for myself since my probation worker told me that I had unrealistic expectations. And I turned my life around, and I've done a lot of youth work. I go around schools and give motivational speeches. I've worked with gang members in London. I'm recently about to start mentoring young people that have got mental health issues in London that are getting into trouble. So I'll be going to the courts basically and speaking to the judge and mentoring these kids and trying to help these kids out and, to change their direction. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing now, and I've recently trying to set my own business up properly, and I've got a website being built. I've got my own business cards, got my t-shirts as I've got on artistic builds.
Have you got a Facebook page with it? Have you got a Facebook page for the artistic builds?
It's artistic builds. Yeah, it's Facebook page. Yeah.
So guys, go on Facebook, search artistic builds, and this page will come up. Report a like, and if you're living in the London area or wherever, do you travel doing what you're doing, brother?
I mean, at the moment, I will literally work in London, but if it's worth it, I mean, if somebody really wants to pay for a whole room to be done for their kid and turn it into something magical and it's worth the money, then I'll probably just go and stay in Nottingham, where I've got somewhere I can stay for free, and then they might have to pay a little bit extra for travel, but I can travel at the moment.
Yeah, man. So I can pick up on your nerves. You know what, brother? The echo thing is back, man, and I've got to feel. I'm worried it's going to come over the video, and then people will be like, "I can't watch that, Cody."
I can't hear any echoing, so I don't think anyone.
It's on my side, brother. Headphones, whatever. I don't know why it was all of a sudden. I've not got anything else. Hold on.
Hold on.